Our next guest is a very familiar face to Idahoans who truly needs no introduction. Michelle Malkin is a best-selling author, commentator, come on, public speaker, who has been leading the charge on combating both the left and their Republican accomplices. Her ideas and positions have been invaluable to the conservative movement. She never stops working for you. Michelle Malkin, everyone!
Hi, fellow extremists. Did you hear that doddering fool over there in the swamp today? He said that MAGA is the most extreme political movement in American history. And he came up with a new pejorative, right? It's not just MAGA, but guess what? Each and every one of you here is ultra MAGA. Did you hear this? Ultra MAGA? That sounds like a superhero. Let's embrace that. Give me a shout out and noise if you are ultra MAGA. Yeah! Oh, but I guess we can't be too loud because there might be some snowflakes in the audience. Maybe somebody from the Idaho hatesmen. Shout out, oh! I think we triggered them, right? Or any of the local Idaho woke political operatives who fashion themselves as journalists. They're scribbling right now that you embraced the insult extremist. Well, guess what? I am extremely thrilled, ultra thrilled, to join you here on this beautiful, God-blessed day. I'm extremely ultra grateful to be standing with Lieutenant Governor Janice McGeachin. She was on fire. That was the best speech I've ever heard her give. And we need to get her message out. She's up against so many forces in the establishment, right? When President Trump said drain the swamp, of course he was talking about DC at the time. But as we all know, grassroots conservative patriots, independent, free-minded, free-thinking Americans, the swamp is not merely contained in Washington, D.C. The swamp has a zip code in every state and jurisdiction and locality across this country. Are you ready to drain your swamp? I am so extremely honored, ultra honored and humbled. Everybody is going to be taking those things every single day, right? Extremely ultra. Humbled to be sharing the stage with so many freedom fighters. James Lindsay and Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Lohmeyer and another fire mama bear, Wendy Rogers. What a testament to Janice McGeachin's character and spirit and will that many of us have flown, maskless now. I had my mask off when I had to, anyway, but flown from all over the country to be here. And that is because so many of these races, and prime among them, your governor's race, is a litmus test. There are a lot of fakos out there who claim the MAGA mantle, who claim to be America first. Now it's all popular. Everybody's running to slap themselves with America First bumper sticker on their forehead. but I keep receipts in a big box right here in my brain. Janice McGeehan, as Donald Trump himself said when he endorsed her, that she has been true to MAGA and America First from day one. That matters. It matters that Janice was not a Janie come lately or a Johnny come lately. And when you take a measure of integrity, when you take a measure of trustworthiness, you have to ask, were they there before it was popular? Were they there when it counted? And Janice was and is. And I hope when I put this on social media and we share the video of this great event with others, that you will implore Donald J. Trump to come here to Idaho in person. We need you here, Donald J. Trump. You know, I always speak my mind. I've got a big mouth, and that's what labels me a white supremacist extremist. I'll take it. Taken it for nearly 30 years. But there are, unfortunately, some people who have earned Donald J. Trump's endorsement who just a couple of years ago were sliming him. Okay? Not the distant past, but the near past. And I understand about the pragmatism of politics. Okay? But we have principled America First candidates like Janice McGeehan who deserve Donald Trump's support. In person. Here. To be with all of you who supported him when it counts. Right, Ultra MAGA? Ultra. Ultra. I want you to take this away with you tonight. It's about accountability. And it's about the hardship, adversity, and suffering that so many American citizens, business owners, families, and especially children have suffered over the last couple of years in this great nightmarish reset. Never forget who lied, who complied, who defied, and who died. Who died and sacrificed at the altar of big government and big pharma. And never forget which Republicans who claim to be small government and pro-liberty threw you under the bus, stabbed you in the back, and took away your livelihoods. Brad Chicken Little. Right there. Pluck Chicken Little. Bok, bok, bok. Turn that sign around so everyone can see it. Chicken Little. Doolittle. I love that Wendy Rogers call him Doolittle. Right? Chicken Little. See, I don't think it's completely accurate to call him Doolittle because he did a lot. He did a lot of freaking damage. He did a lot of damning, evil things. When he had the opportunity as a Republican governor in one of the reddest states of this country to stand up for your autonomy and the sovereignty of your family, your children, your neighborhoods, your economy, and your state. Never forget who lied, who complied, who defied, and who died. That's what this primary election is about. That's what the general will be about when Janice McGeehan is elected the next governor of Idaho. Some time ago, I wrote a book called Unhinged, Exposing Liberals Gone Wild. That was 2006. I could have reissued it today. because it was about the mob scene that we see on college campuses when young, brave, conservative students stand up for their values and our nation. It was about the Antifa and Black Lives Matter style riots and their progenitors who have one goal: chaos, and one agenda: destruction of our historic American nation. And I also wrote about so many of the death threats that my family faced as well. And it is a theme, you will see, that many of the bravest American patriots in the public square today are mamas. Shout out to all the mamas in this audience. Of course, they couldn't do what they do without the strong men standing next to them and in front of them. Uh-oh. Those woke liberal journalists just got really mad because I talked about only 2 genders. Unfortunately, it's no laughing matter that the metastasis of wokeness has trickled down from the universities, where I saw it firsthand on a liberal arts college campus. That is redundant, they all are, except for the few Christian ones and conservative ones. Trickled down into K through 12. And we see what happens when patriotic dissenting school board members and candidates blow the whistle. They get called racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, all the phobics. All the things. But there's a theme, you see, in so much of all of my work that runs through a thread. And it's always this: white supremacist. White supremacist. These people are the most racist, evil, hating people on the planet. The ones calling us all of these names. So you know what you do? When they call you all those things, you do not cower. You do not turn to jello like so many, unfortunately, elected Republicans in the swamp do. You do not genuflect. And you do not turn around and fund their curriculum. Hello, Idaho School Board. Why did it take Janice McGeehan to call a task force to do an audit of this curriculum? Failure of leadership. Okay, not just failure, that's a betrayal. Those people in public office who claim to represent your values and then are in bed, almost literally, with the woke enemies who are predators of your children, are traitors. They are traitors. They deserve to be run out on the rail. We're talking about you, Brad Chicken Buck Buck Little. Nothing is more important than reclaiming those public schools that you fund, but of course, more importantly, taking into your own hands, in your own homes, the job of inculcating historic American values in your children and giving them the most natural, God-given immunity of all. Immunity from the Marxist virus, immunity from plain and simple anti-white hatred. Uh-oh, Idaho Hicksman's already typing it up, already typing it up. Look, when I went to my liberal arts college, I had already experienced all sorts of overt racism based on the color of my brown skin that's browner than Barack Obama's. Okay? I know what racism is. And you know what racism is? Stepping onto a college campus where all you hear about is white privilege this and white privilege that. And then when you stand up and defend the founders, when you defend Western civilization, wealthy, limousine liberal white people calling me an Uncle Tom, an Aunt Thomasina, oh, they get real clever too, A coconut, because I'm brown on the outside and white on the inside? Or a banana, which doesn't make sense because it's the same color inside and out, whatever. That's your $100,000 education right there. 150, 200,000, right?
Exactly.
And for decades in my own work, I have seen too much of the fear of engaging directly the likes of the Southern Poverty Law Center, George Soros, the Huffington Post, the Daily Beast, and all of their shadows of clones that populate every state in the country. These people have one goal: to break you down. Don't let them. I'm here to tell you, after 30 years of standing up to this crap, you can do it. It's up to you. I can come here, I can do podcasts, I can go on whatever corporate media will still have me. I can do what I can with my big mouth to spread the word that it's up to you to protect your homeland. And I say this, of course, as somebody who was very blessed to be let into this country. My parents came here in 1970, legally. Okay? And by the way, taught their children that we came here to pursue the American dream in one nation, under God. We spoke one language, English, because it would be ungrateful to reject the idea that you should assimilate and be a good guest in someone else's house. I wrote 3 books on immigration policy, and every single time it earned me a prized space on the hate list of the SPLC. And you will see when these woke people write articles about my support for my friend Janice McGeehan and so many others, the first thing they will do is do copy-paste and regurgitate everything from this left-wing organization that is essentially a poverty pimp palace. And one of the things that they've made a lot of money over the years doing is sliming Idaho. Sliming Idaho as some sort of hotbed of hatred. Okay, well, I'm supposed to be trembling, I guess, because of the color of my browner than Obama skin, because I'm among white people. Hey, newsflash! The founders of this nation, which we are all privileged and blessed to live in, happen to be white Christians. There is nothing to apologize for that. Oh, you sound so hateful, extreme, and ultra. I am afraid of your applause and laughter. We need people in office who have the spine to stand up to all of those slings and arrows. And if you've been paying attention, you have seen that Janice has sustained many of those attacks, not just from the left, but from the establishment, Lincoln Project, Bill Kristol, John McCain's ghost, Mitt Romney, Liz Cheney. Do that louder so Donald Trump can hear you. Faction of Conservatism, Inc. These people are the ultimate grifters. Over 30 years, I have documented time and time again the frustration of grassroots rank and file Republicans who've given their hard-earned money and time to electing Republicans who go to the swamp or the swamplet and then become what they say they were against. you finally had enough of that? Okay, it is so cliche to talk about insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And then Republican voters keep doing it. And then you end up with these beltway barnacles or capital creatures who have one agenda, their own political self-preservation. Boo! Boo! That's Brad Chicken Little. And there are many others. You gotta elect Dorothy Moon. So, say it again.
Brenda Ford for U.S. Senate.
Okay, you got that there. Get it all out. Look, it's time for change. These people have had enough. The sense of entitlement that they have. And also the gaslighting. The gaslighting. The lying. The double dealing and the double talking. Lots of doubles. Lots of Common Core math there, right? This is a huge opportunity. And at the same time, the distrust of the election system has never been greater, and that is a healthy thing. You cannot go forward in casting these ballots until you have an ironclad promise from every single one of the people that you're giving your vote to that they will put election integrity as job number one. Look at the Uniparty's agenda. It is to destroy everything traditional. The traditional nuclear family. Our traditional concept of borders, right? Traditional education and the traditional nuclear family and the traditional method of voting. I echo what Wendy said. Get rid of the machines. Get rid of the drop boxes. Follow the money to find the truth. That has been my investigative mantra for nearly 30 years, and it applies to every single one of these core America First policies. Look at this Brad Chicken Little. Look what he's doing to destroy your state by allowing unfettered mass immigration and refugee resettlement into neighborhoods that have had no say. Okay? We talk about how illegal immigration has transformed the country. It's time to graduate grassroots Republicans and understand the big picture of the overall numbers. They are unsustainable. It is the sum of mass illegal immigration and mass legal immigration that is unfettered, that is taking jobs away from highly qualified IT specialists and workers, American citizens, native born, who have to train their foreign replacements from India and China. God, what kind of self-respecting sovereign nation does that? Not one that's still alive and surviving today. Every single aspect of our lives is under threat. And Idaho is the litmus test. It is the metaphor. If you can't protect your state from the invasion and the Californication, who can? I've lived now for almost 15 years in Colorado. In the last bastion of the reddest of the red populations of that state, Colorado Springs. Any Springs refugees here? Yes. Okay. And a couple of years ago, I did a documentary that some of you may have heard of called Rocky Mountain Heist. It was the blueprint for the takeover and the transformation of once red states. And the Rocky Mountain Heist is now the Idaho Heist. The same people, the same players, the same dark money entities have infiltrated and metastasized your beautiful state. It's time to chemotherapy those people and get rid of them. And one of the jobs that you have, if you're willing to take it, is to connect the dots among the uniparty and those evil forces, because the left couldn't do it alone. Please make sure that your friends and family understand this key fundamental point. Yes, Antifa is destructive. Yes, Black Lives Matter is a multi-million mansion grift. Racists. The real racists, right? Antifa, Black Lives Matter, the Democrats, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Nancy, Pocahontas, get it? Fake Pocahontas. Okay, all of them. The Death Lobby, Planned Parenthood, all of them. They couldn't do it alone. They have people collaborating with them within the Republican Party. Name them and shame them. Yes, not just Brad Little, his funders. All of these shady groups now who are going to be funding ads, calling Janice and Dorothy and me and Wendy and any of you, of course, by association, all the same names that the SPLC does. We've gotten an incredible opportunity over the last couple of years. More eyes have been opened to the tentacles of all of these globalist institutions than ever before. It's probably the one most positive side effect of the pandemic. All right? Let's not squander that. Whatever, yes, right? Whatever animates you, whether you're volunteering for Janice, whether you are a precinct captain, whether you have infiltrated your Republican Party apparatus, whether you're just somebody who goes on Gab or is now going back on Elon Musk's Twitter or Truth Social, I don't care. You've got a job. All it takes is one. All it takes is one. All it takes is one match to light a grassroots grass fire. All it takes is one lantern to shine a light and pierce the darkness. Right? Be brave, be relentless, be ultra, be extreme, be vigilant, and never, ever, ever apologize. Never apologize for your skin color. Never apologize for your gender. Never apologize for your faith. Never apologize for being a squeaky wheel or a stubborn dissident or the one thorn in the side. That's all it takes to inspire others to do the same. Never allow yourselves to be co-opted. 30 years. I've been out of the closet as a conservative journalist and a conservative activist. And that's the difference between me and all of these other pretenders who call themselves journalists and look down their noses at people like me. I cop to my ideology. I embrace the values that were inculcated into me by my patriotic, God-fearing parents. That doesn't stop me. In fact, it's what enables me to have a truth detector and to separate the wheat from the chaff. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. That phrase has become so secularized, but you know that comes from God's Word. And we all have that winnowing fork. We also have, every single day when we do battle with these evil forces who are trying to groom and convert our children, who are trying to hijack our neighborhoods, who are trying to buy off the Republican Party, who are trying to stifle America First and the Make Idaho Free and Great Again movement. We fight every day with the full armor of God. God bless you. Keep fighting. Put the right people in office. And I want to get Janice McGeehan out here.
We get Senator Wendy Rogers.
Do it.
Another mama bear.